Let's get ready to podcast! Oh no, that seems cheesy.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Let's get ready.
Let's get ready.
Let's get ready to podcast.
Watch us wreck the mic. Watch us wreck the mic. Watch us wreck the mic.
Cast.
Oh.
Did I ruin it?
Well, I was really channeling my PJ and Duncan, but okay, whatever. PJ and Duncan, bet you haven't heard them being referred to as PJ and Duncan in a while. Have you ever heard them? Are you in that age bracket? Do you remember them as PJ and Duncan?
I guess I'm in that age bracket.
I don't know why they were PJ and Duncan, but they were.
We're not that far apart. What, 2 years apart?
I can't remember. How old are you?
24. 25 next month.
Oh, yeah, 2 years. Yeah.
2 years, yeah. So, welcome to Radioactive Screen, everyone. Here we talk all things film and TV, and apparently PJ and Duncan. Why not I?
Why I, man?
We've got a lot of...
I'm sat here wearing a Newcastle shirt as well.
Great.
Yay.
Yeah. I'm sat here wearing nothing. Because it's hot and sweaty.
Oh, yeah.
My balls are sticking to your couch.
I can see little Josh.
It's my mini-me. So, I'm Josh.
I'm Sam.
Yep. Let's just jump straight into it, shall we?
Aye, let us, because we've got
a shit ton of news.
Yeah. A hell of a lot today.
Yep. Because
we're going to try and get it done in reasonable time, because we both have to be somewhere after this, I believe.
You do, I don't. I'm just going
right.
to stay here when the lights go out.
Okay.
Wait for you to get back.
Cool.
So it's San Diego Comic-Con at the moment, so we've got a lot of news right now. We'll be talking a bit about MCU a bit later on. But first I'll jump into a bit of news that came out the day after we recorded the last podcast.
Yeah.
And we spoke...
If we were slick, we would have had some out straight away, but we're still very much not slick yet. We'll get there.
I mean, don't diss us.
We're slick, man. We're slick as hell.
I mean, slick seems like a weird word to use, but we'll run with it.
We got slick coffee and slick bagels.
Bagels. You from New York?
Thought that was Boston.
Boston. Okay, yeah.
I don't know.
It's all the same to
I'm
me.
going to get shot over there, aren't I?
Probably. And rightfully so. So, Lashana Lynch has been cast as the new 007 in Shatterstar, whatever it's
working
called.
Title, whatever it's going to be.
It was.
Chateau Neuf de Pape.
Shattermayanus, I don't know. That's probably how Bond dies in it. He gets his ass shattered by Christoph Waltz. Or he gets pegged by Lashana Lynch.
Okay. Each to their own.
Yeah, she's been cast as 007. Not as James Bond, obviously.
No, which I think the way they actually announced it, a lot of people thought she had been cast as James Bond. Despite the fact they were talking about the film that she will be starring alongside Daniel Craig, who is James Bond. I think it was very much done
in a way that made it sound like she was.
Yeah. They knew what they were doing.
I did read a lot of comments where people were just like, right, well, Bond is dead now. Now that you've got a female Bond, it's terrible.
Which I think we spoke about, not obviously the female Bond or female 007 side of things, but we spoke about that briefly on the last podcast, didn't we, about Bond?
Yeah, we did.
And I've been saying, well, I actually think it's been dead for a while, so...
I disagree.
On its dying legs anyway, but I don't think it's this that kills it. I do have thoughts on it.
I disagree with saying it's kind of dead, but I think this is probably a nail in the coffin for it. Like the way they announced it.
I don't think it's a nail in a coffin. It's not going to be a major part of the James Bond universe, if you get what I mean. It's not going to be like say, if they had cast a female James Bond. It's just, I was a bit annoyed at the way they did it, because it's almost like they're going, and I think they've done it on purpose this way. It's to try and draw people in, or it's to try and cause that bit of controversy so people will start talking about it.
Yeah, so it brings up hype for the film.
It draws more attention to it, which I disagree. Well, I don't disagree with how they do it. They can do it out, whatever bloody hell way they want. I just felt like it would have been way more impactful if you'd have gone into the cinema and watched it, and then it happens, instead of them just going, oh, here's what's going to happen. Huh, aren't we woke? Quotation marks. And it's just like, here we go.
To be honest, if you want to do like a female version of Bond, do it as a spin-off. Like what they were going to do with Halle Berry's character in Die Another Day.
I don't have any problems with them actually introducing... So how do you pronounce the name again?
Lashana Lynch.
Yeah. Right, okay. I have no problems with... Separate the fact of the way they've announced it. If I'd have got into the cinema and they'd have gone, oh, 007, come in. Because that's basically what they explained it's going to be. It's a scene, Bond's been retired or he's been MIA or whatever, he comes back, which kind of sounds like the beginning of Skyfall anyway. Rehash your old work, why don't you? But yeah, so they basically said he's been MIA or he's retired or whatever, and he comes back. M, who's now Ray Fiennes, goes, oh, 007, come in, and it's Lashana Lynch. If that would have happened in the film, I'd have gone to see it, I'd have been like, ah, cool.
Yeah.
That's a cool twist.
I think announcing the plot twist beforehand is the mistake that Batman v Superman made in the trailers.
Oh, yeah, with Doomsday. Yeah,
just like, oh yeah, this is what we've got planned for the film, just so you know.
Yeah.
Just so it ruins any of the suspense that we're building up here.
Yeah. It wouldn't have been suspense or anything like that. It's just been, that's the way to do it.
But I suppose like announcing Christoph Waltz is back in it as well is a big mistake because he's such a pivotal character.
I kind of just assumed he would be, to be honest.
I kind of thought that after Spectre he wouldn't go back to that role.
No, fair.
Because he wasn't exactly...
Spectre was just a crap film, so. I don't think it's that he wasn't great, I just don't think he was given a lot to do. He wasn't given a great deal to work with.
Yeah, I mean, he did the best he could because it's Christoph Waltz and he's a great actor. But I'm pretty intrigued to see what Lashana Lynch does as 007.
Yeah, well, this is what they said. So he comes back, she appears as the new 007. Bond tries to flirt with her a bit and she ain't having any of it. And then basically comes to respect her and, you know, how good she is at spy work over the course of the film. They told us all of that, and it's like, all right, great, thanks for telling us a lot of the, you know, plot details of the film.
So Bond learns how to respect women?
Yeah, well, they had to go down that way. They couldn't continue with him being the greatest serial rapist of all time now, could they? Talk about stuff that is dated. That is very dated.
Yeah. Well, it's about time he joined the 21st century. So if you want to see the... I suppose it's probably a cancelled storyline for Bond 25 now.
Yeah, definitely cancelled now.
Yeah, definitely cancelled. Oh, well, it might make its way into the story.
Possibly, you never know.
Just head on over to the Radioactive Screen YouTube channel where we have a video on it. Bond the Serial Rapist.
Well, it's not called that.
Well, no.
And it doesn't contain any...
Let's just move on, shall we? We've got some very good news right now.
Go on.
Endgame has finally passed Avatar at the top of the box office.
Yes!
It took long enough, but we're finally there.
Finally there. See, James Cameron tweeted out congratulating him as well today. So, fair play.
Well, I suppose Fox are owned by Disney now, so it doesn't matter which one takes the top spot.
Yeah.
Disney now have probably most of the films in the top 10.
You would have thought.
Really should have looked this up before I started podcasting, but...
It's fine. We'll just assume.
We don't have
time to search now. We've got too much to get talking about in this one.
Also, it's Disney and they own most of every company in the world now. So
yeah, they are. They're just absorbing everything, aren't they? I wonder what's next.
Probably Warner Brothers. So then DC will be
interested.
DC will be under Disney as well.
DC Marvel Multiverse.
Yeah.
How good that'd be. They can finally get the answers to who would win in a fight, Batman or Thor. It's Batman. Yeah.
So speaking of DC, someone hired a plane to fly over Comic-Con with a banner urging them to release the Snyder Cut of Justice League.
Really?
Yep. I'll show you a photo here.
Brilliant.
But it says something like #release for Snyder Cut. Someone actually spent money on that.
Yes, but they must have a pretty penny to their name. Spend money on doing that. I think anybody who's a movie fan probably wants to see it. If it's got this reputation, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's like the stuff he keeps teasing on his social media looks really interesting.
Mm.
So I'd like to see where he would have gone with it. But like you say, I think I should just start again.
Oh yeah, I think they should start again. But since Justice League's already been out now,
yeah,
it'd be fine for him to release a Snyder Cut. It's not going to make that much of a difference. Like, it's just
even if he just released a script, someone can leak it online.
Yeah,
go on, Snyder, do it.
Go on, Ryan Reynolds. You know what to do.
Yeah,
you've leaked enough before.
So moving on, we finally got the first trailer for The Witcher series.
Yes, we did. Yeah,
yeah. Reminds me a lot of like Game of Thrones, very Game of Thrones-esque kind of thing.
I don't really get any Game of Thrones. It's just they're both fantasy, but beyond that, I don't really get Game of Thrones comparisons. I suppose every fantasy show for the next 10 years is going to be compared to Game of Thrones.
Absolutely, yeah.
Hopefully. I mean, from what I saw of the trailer, it definitely piqued my interest. I mean, I was already interested in it before, but it's ramped it up quite a bit. Just hopefully it'll be a good, solid first season. Plenty of exciting stuff, and hopefully it'll continue in that vein and not completely capitulate at the end like another giant fantasy show that we've already mentioned
quite a few times. Yeah,
still bitter about that.
Yeah,
don't think I'll ever not be bitter about that.
I've not actually played The Witcher, to be honest. I've
seen bits and bobs. What I have seen has impressed me and intrigued me, so
I bought it but never played it. I really need to get into that.
Weird.
Because, yeah, I know. I kind of find myself doing that with games a lot because it just takes me a long time to actually get around to playing them.
That's why I very rarely buy games.
Yeah. I mean, I've got about 400 games in my Steam library. Most of them I've never actually played.
Yeah.
A lot of them are from like bundles and where I only wanted like one of the games or something. But it's £1, so you pay for them all.
Yeah. So that's what it's called, isn't it? The Humble Bundle?
Humble Bundle, there's a few other ones as well.
Okay, yeah.
So, moving on to Walking Dead news.
I saw this as well. Shared a bit of this on the old social media.
We got a little teaser trailer for the Walking Dead film. Rick Grimes is back. All we know is
that Rick Grimes is back, and it's definitely Andrew Lincoln who's back as Rick Grimes.
Yep.
Not a different actor.
I think they announced that a while back, to be fair, and they also announced a trilogy of films.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Well, see, this is a problem, because as much as I do like the character of Rick Grimes, I just literally have no faith in anything that show can do. And if it's the same creators as the TV show who are actually going to be doing the film, then just literally no faith whatsoever.
It's going to be 2 hours of not really much happening.
There's got to be stuff that gets done. It can't be anything like the show. Otherwise, I don't actually think we will get the trilogy of films. We'll get the one and it'll be like, oh, no, that didn't work. Right, it's dead. And obviously The Walking Dead's ending soon anyway, isn't it?
I don't think it is, actually, because...
what are they on now? What?
They're about to go into season 10. Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea how.
The actress that plays Michonne has also confirmed that she'll be leaving next season as well.
Yeah, I'd say they're dropping left, right and centre because they just realise it's just...
Just find a way to end it.
It's strange honestly. As well, because the ratings have been absolutely decimated, haven't they?
Yeah.
So I don't understand how it keeps going. I would have thought the studio would have just cut their losses by now and gone, right, that's it, it's done. Get something else out.
I think it still makes them money, so... Fair. Plus, I think a lot of other AMC shows are a lot less views, so it kind of makes sense for them to still release it. At one point, it was the highest rated TV show on network television, or is it cable in America?
No idea.
I don't know, but... Yeah, it was one of the highest rated shows, so I can see why they'd want to continue it. And Fear the Walking Dead's just been renewed for its 6th season.
I thought that was cancelled after the first.
No,
first season was so bad, I thought they'd cancelled it.
Nope.
Right, okay. I never watched it.
I watched the first couple of episodes, didn't really get into it.
No,
it was a slow burn.
What, like The Walking Dead?
Even slower. You don't even see a zombie in the first episode.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. That's terrible.
Yeah.
That is dreadful.
It was not good.
I think it's an insult to actually call those shows The Walking Dead when really it's just like the crawling, slow...
agonising death.
Yep.
Yeah.
Of dead.
Yeah. I just think it's time to end it.
Yeah.
I mean, they've ended the comic book series.
They should have ended it a long time ago, but...
Probably about series 4 or 5.
You know my thoughts on it. I haven't liked it since halfway through season 3. That's when it started to go downhill for me.
It's disappointing as well. I did used to think it was a really good show.
I did as well, yeah. I absolutely binged watched the first 2 seasons, I think like 3 times, and then it just completely just caves in on itself and just becomes so boring and repetitive, and they either ruin all the best characters or just kill them straight off, and it's just like, what's the point? What's the point? I've said it a million times before, when you get to the point where you're actively rooting for what is meant to be the main villain, Negan, to kill all of the main characters because they're that crap, you know your TV show is bad.
I mean, maybe that's how they're going to end it. Just Negan wins. Great.
Isn't he part of the group now or something daft like that?
Oh, I don't know.
I think he's part of the group. Although I do think that happens in the comics.
Okay.
I think in the comics, what happens is, and sorry, spoiler alert if you haven't seen the show or any of the comics.
Maybe.
But I'm just speculating. I'm pretty sure this is how it happens, but I'm not 100%. Pretty sure in the comics, they capture Negan after a while of, being held captive. It's just like, oh no, I want to actually work with you guys now. Escapes, goes and kills the new rival gang that are in town, or like their leader, and then brings it back to Rick as a token of, yeah, I'm on your side now.
Right.
And then becomes one of the group.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Carl.
And then they should have ended it right after that. Moving on, Jack Reacher TV series is in development at Amazon.
With Tom Cruise?
No, because the rights have reverted back to Lee Child,
right,
the author.
Okay. So completely separate.
Yeah. So
Fair.
I quite enjoyed the Jack Reacher films, to be honest.
Yeah, I thought they were all right. I've read a couple of the books as well.
Yeah, I've read a couple as well. I'll be interested to see what they do with it, and if it's anything like the Jack Ryan TV series they did.
Yeah.
I'm fully on board.
Yeah, definitely. They announced a second season for Jack Ryan.
Yeah.
Good. That was excellent. Yeah, if they can get something out like that for Jack Reacher. They've got quite a few sort of crime, terrorist kind of shows, haven't they? Like, have you watched Bosch?
No.
I mean, that's mainly crime because it's a cop.
Yeah.
But that's also excellent. So they know how to do them.
I've been watching a lot of Chicago PD lately because I feel like we've not got a lot of cop shows around, and we used to have loads.
Well, yeah.
Back when CSI was in its heyday and stuff like that.
I think because nowadays TV, it's because they've got such bigger budgets. A lot of them tend to lean to sort of like fantasy or sci-fi kind of stuff because they have the budgets to allow for it.
I just miss like a good old detective like cop show.
Bosch,
yeah.
Get into Bosch.
Okay.
Did you say you've watched it?
No.
Yeah.
There's a lot on my list. Not enough time.
I think I just supply you with more every week.
Yeah. And I still don't watch them.
How the hell have I managed to watch all of these things?
But speaking of Tom Cruise as well, the first trailer for Top Gun Maverick came out.
Yep, I haven't seen it yet. I haven't watched the trailer. Because Top Gun's one of those films where...
I say trailer, it's more of a teaser. It doesn't show any of a story.
Oh, right, fair. No, because Top Gun's one of those films where everybody's talked about it all their lives to me, and whilst I've seen bits and bobs of it, I feel like I've seen the whole film because pretty much everyone has told me the plot of it.
I think I've only seen it once.
But I've never fully properly sat down and watched it all the way through. So I am going to do that at some point and then watch the trailer for the second one.
It is a good film, but I don't think it's as good as everyone says.
Right.
Like, I think I've only seen it the once, to be honest. The trailer for Top Gun Maverick just seems to be Top Gun, but Tom Cruise is doing it in his 50s instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's Tom Cruise. He can do what he wants.
Yeah, this is true.
As long as he does another Mission Impossible film, I'm fine with it.
I just want 2 hours of Tom Cruise jumping on the couch. I'd go see that. I love Katie Holmes! So moving on. Rick and Morty Season 4 is 10 episodes long. Season 5 is already being written as well.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
Because it's meant to air like right after Season 4.
Interesting.
Good. When I say right after, I'm guessing there won't be as long as a gap.
No. Well, when was the last one? Was it
2017?
Was it long ago? Christ, yeah, it will have been, won't it?
And Season 4 has got a bunch of guest stars like Taika Waititi and Sam Neill.
Nice.
So it should be interesting to see what characters they play. I just want to see Taika Waititi as Korg.
In Rick and Morty?
In Rick and Morty,
that would be brilliant, yeah.
Just like a world full of Korgs.
Either that or it's like it's sort of playing his character from What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah.
Just take a Waititi as Taika Waititi. That'd do. The guy's interesting enough. Yeah, Rick and Morty.
It's a great show. What can I say?
Yeah. Just with a very, very odd fan base.
Yeah. I want my Szechuan sauce.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So, as much as I think they should kill the franchise, they keep announcing stuff to do with the Terminator that's just pulling me back in.
Well,
so
I know they've got Dark Fate.
Dark Fate's going to be
a small trailer for that the other month, didn't we?
Yeah. The trailer didn't really set my hopes alight.
Didn't do it to anybody. It was just basically all people saying what we've been saying. Just stop. Just stop.
Yeah. But there's a bit of news that's come out recently that's got me a little bit excited.
I think I know where you're going with this.
So it's going to be R-rated.
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, no. So, right. Okay.
Which was the biggest mistake they went after Terminator 2. Speaking of Terminator 2, it picks up directly where that left off.
Right.
I say directly.
Well, definitely not directly.
Not directly, but...
They're all a lot older.
But it forgets all the other Terminator films.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I know what I mean. Yeah.
So it's a sequel to Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Which is one of the greatest action films of all time.
It is.
And Edward Furlong's back as John Connor.
What I saw, yeah. He's back as John Connor, yeah. Connor.
He was the best one to play him. So I think...
He had a lot of troubles in his life as well, didn't he, Ed Furlong? Yeah. Good to see him back.
He's been in trouble with the police and stuff like that quite a lot. So yeah, I'm a bit more intrigued for Dark Fate, if I'm honest.
I still haven't seen Terminator Genisys Ice. Ice. Which... obviously apparently was dreadful.
Yeah, you're not missing much.
Might add that to the crap films to watch list.
Oh, we should make that, yeah. A few weeks back we mentioned maybe watching the Fast and Furious films.
We did, yeah.
Hobbs and Shaw's out in like 2 weeks.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, so when I'm in America.
Yeah, so we've left that a bit too close to the mark.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Maybe we can do it and then forget to do it for Terminator. We can watch all of the crap Terminator films, just none of the good ones. So 3, 4 and 5.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
Well, maybe we'll do that for when Fast 9 comes out. Watch all the
Is
bad
that
Fast
a
and
thing?
Furious films. Yeah.
Is that a thing as well? And obviously then they're going to do Hobbs and Shaw 2.
They've already announced up to Fast and Furious 10.
Have they?
Yeah. Because after 7, they were like, we're doing 3 more.
What's the... I mean, this is how batshit crazy is that now they've got, enhanced humans in Idris Elba in the next one.
I'm Black Superman.
And how long until they just flat out go, fuck it, here's some Transformers.
They're driving Transformers. Yes.
And then it's just like they go, oh, we're driving these Transformers, but what's that? It's Megazord! And then it's just all the Power Rangers, and then it just becomes a whole mess of crap like that.
And like He-Man comes into it.
Yeah.
Any franchise from your childhood that they just want to kill. Oh, yeah, sounds great. In other more nightmare-inducing news, we got the first trailer for Cats.
Oh, good God.
Oh,
good God. Did you watch the trailer?
Sadly, yes.
Yeah, I did it, and I regret everything. I can understand how a Cats film was greenlit. How did the design go past pre-production? How?
No, the big question I have is how the hell did they get that cast together with the shit design like that?
Yeah.
It's just off-putting.
It's awful. It is truly disgusting. Oh, God.
There's nothing good I can say about it.
Do you know what the worst part of it will be? I wonder how many Oscars it'll actually get nominated for/win.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It's Oscar bait. It looks dreadful. There is nothing about that trailer that appeals to me in any way, shape, or form.
No, me too. It's a bad career move for Idris Elba.
It's the stuff of nightmares.
I mean, Idris Elba's also doing Hobbs and Shaw.
Well, so. Have you seen... So there's Idris Elba, Ian McKellen, Judi Dench, Rebel Wilson, Taylor Swift,
James Corden,
fucking Jason Derulo.
Yeah.
And I'm really sorry, I can't remember what the main lass is, who's meant to be in it.
No, she's a ballerina.
Is she an actual... right, okay, so she's a relative newcomer. I think she'll be doing much else after it.
Wow. It's just... Cats with human features is just wrong.
It's
just...
Oh, man. Yeah, it'll get eaten up for breakfast. Guarantee you.
I hope so.
No.
Oh, no. As in...
People will be absolutely frothing at the mouth.
Oh, no.
And the nether regions for it because, I don't know, they're idiots.
Or
just simply because it's written by the guy, I think, who did The Greatest Showman.
Well, I don't think people will eat it up because the audience reaction for the first trailer has not been great.
I've seen quite a few people. And again, it has been quite a few of my Facebook friends who've been raving about it, so maybe I just need to delete these people from existence.
You probably do, yeah. Looks disgusting. So moving on to some big news.
Big news.
That we've had from Comic-Con.
Let's get the big news.
Marvel's Phase 4 slate's finally been revealed.
But it is weird.
They've also announced a few films that aren't actually on the Phase 4 slate.
Yeah. This is what I mean. Because they omitted some obvious ones that had already been announced. It's weird how they've done it. But yeah, so, well, why don't you explain what we've got so far?
So basically, after the Fox buyout as well, they've finally announced they're doing some stuff with X-Men.
Oh, I actually missed that.
Yeah.
I was going to say, because Feige said they're definitely doing a Fantastic Four film.
And Fantastic Four as well, yeah. But it's obviously not going to be Phase 4, I don't think.
No, I don't think
because they've had this plan for years, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're finally doing stuff with that. Just keep an eye on the YouTube channel for a little X-Men related video that'll be coming up soon. Ooh. They also announced Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 officially. It's called Volume 3, not as Guardians of the Galaxy. What are you playing at, guys? Is all I'm saying. But they didn't announce a release date.
No.
So it's a bit of a smaller announcement, that one.
Yeah, I think obviously the problems surrounding its production with regarding the firing and rehiring of James Gunn, I reckon that would have actually been one of the first couple of films out. If it wasn't for that, they've had to push it back. At least we're getting it. That's what I'm very thankful for.
So one of the big announcements was that we're getting a Blade film.
Yes.
They didn't announce a release date, but they've announced that, I'm going to ruin this pronunciation. Mahershala Ali is
Mahershala Ali.
Mahershala Ali is playing the title role,
which is a casting stroke of genius.
Absolutely,
absolute casting stroke of genius.
I mean, he was
must be their way of apologising for what they did with Cottonmouth in Luke Cage.
I think he was the greatest part of Luke Cage season 1.
He was, and they just unceremoniously
killed him
within like 4 episodes or something. But I literally remember watching it for the first time and just go, like, as soon as they did that, I went, oh, well, that's just crap. Well, what's the point? Yeah. You're not missing much with Luke Cage, in all fairness.
No, the only ones worth watching are Punisher and Daredevil.
And season 1 of Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
And 1 episode in season 2 of Jessica Jones.
Yeah. Basically, on the whole, it's a bit skew-if. But I think it's a great casting choice for the character. I kind of want to see them do it R-rated.
I think they said it is going to be R-rated.
Did they?
I think they did. They can't do it any other way than R-rated. If they don't do it R-rated, it's not going to work. The problem is then,
thematically,
is it going to be part of the MCU?
Yeah.
But is it part of the MCU? They haven't actually said.
They've announced it at the same time as all the other MCU films, so it must be. Must be.
No, because it's not part of the Phase 4, is it?
Yeah, I suppose we don't know what's coming after Phase 4.
Yeah.
That might be the end of the phases.
Yeah, but then again, actually, it could potentially thematically fit with the MCU because of the announcement of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. And they said that's going to be their first horror film.
Yes, it's going to have more horror aspects.
Yeah, so potentially they might actually start to shift more into that territory.
I think it'd be an interesting move for them.
Yeah, it'd be good.
And while we're talking about Doctor Strange, it's got Scott Derrickson in the director's chair, and he did Sinister.
Right.
So he knows his way around a horror film.
Yeah.
We've also got Black Widow coming out May 1st, 2020.
So that's the first one next year, that's good.
Yeah.
Got the cast together for that, haven't they?
Yeah, so it's got David Harbour, Florence Pugh, O.T. Fagbenle, and Rachel Weisz and Scarlett Johansson, obviously.
Yeah. And then you're guaranteed there's going to be a Jeremy Renner.
Possibly, yeah.
There is guaranteed to be a Jeremy Renner, even if it's just a cameo. He's going to be in it.
Hopefully,
I'm calling that now.
I mean, they've announced this Hawkeye TV series, so...
Yeah.
Probably going to link in with each other. It's got Taskmaster as the villain for this.
Right. Don't know much about him, to be honest, but I'm looking forward to that, to be honest.
I am an IR, because I'm not...
You want more continuation, don't you? Into the future, not going back into the past, but, I mean... I think she's... Black Widow's earned a solo film, I think, so...
No, I do, but I'm also not biggest Black Widow fan.
I think she's a cool character.
She's just there for a bit of eye candy, I think.
No.
Mostly. Yeah.
No, I disagree with that completely. Completely. She's got a great backstory.
That's all she was in Endgame.
Eh?
Yes.
Scarlett Johansson?
Yeah.
As in, the character?
Yeah, the character.
She wasn't just there for eye candy, not at all.
Was.
How was she?
She's like just a bit of eye candy.
A pivotal role in the film.
Not really.
She literally helps. This is the only reason they get the Soul Stone, even if like the laws around the Soul Stone were a bit wonky. But she's the reason they get it. That's major. That the whole plan would have fallen apart if it wasn't for her.
Yeah, maybe if that scene had weight to it, I'd care. Carrying on.
Okay, Josh.
We've got the Falcon and Winter Soldier series.
See, that I just don't really care about.
Coming out fall 2020.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see where they can take it.
In all fairness, I think all of their TV shows that they've announced, I just don't give a crap. The only one I actually care about is Loki, because I think he's the only one who can actually hold his own TV show. The rest of them, I just think it's going to be a bit naff. I definitely don't see the point in WandaVision. That whole concept sounds garbage.
So they've said it takes place after Endgame, and Scarlett Johansson, Scarlet Witch plays into Doctor Strange.
Yes, they said she's going to be in Doctor Strange, isn't she?
So I'm thinking it's going to be like a multiverse version of Vision that comes into the series.
Yeah.
Because they're going with the multiverse version of Loki for his series as well.
Yep.
So it would make sense for them to kind of bring Vision back that way.
Yeah.
Because they can't really say, oh yeah, the blip brought him back, because it just wouldn't work because he didn't die as part of the snap.
No, he didn't. Plus, he's not a human, so...
No, exactly. So it's the only way they can really logically bring him back.
Yeah, unless he's literally just Jarvis again, but it's just... She hears his voice and just falls in love with a toaster that Tony Stark put Jarvis's voice into. So it's literally just 10 episodes of her loving this toaster in the corner of a psychiatric hospital.
So it's kind of like the MCU's adaptation of Her.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm quite excited for the TV shows. They're kind of a good way of building up the universe a bit more.
Nah.
I'm quite excited to see Falcon as Captain America.
Happy with Falcon being Captain America. I
think I should have gone with Bucky being Captain
America, whatever. But I'd just do it in a film.
I don't think they could hold their own film.
I think he could. I think they both could.
They're
all good, well-established enough characters to be able to hold their own films. So.
Baron Zemo is also returning as the villain from
of course,
Civil War.
Yeah, he isn't dead, is he? So we really get to see what happens to him.
Supposedly, it's a more comic book accurate version.
Right.
Looks a bit odd, if I'm honest.
I don't think I've seen. I don't know much about his version from the comics. So.
Okay. So we've also got The Eternals coming out 6th of November 2020.
Yeah, we've also got a cast for that as well, haven't we? Yeah. Richard Madden finally joining the MCU.
Yep. So we've got Angelina Jolie, Richard Madden, Kumail Nanjiani, Lauren Ridloff, Brian Tyree Henry, Selma Hayek, Leah McHugh, and Donnelly.
Yep.
Directed by Chloe Zhao.
Again, don't really know much about the Eternals.
No,
or whoever the hell they are, but...
I was reading up a bit about it yesterday, and they're apparently created through, like, testing on humans kind of thing.
Right.
Like, millions of years ago and stuff like that. I don't know how they're going to link it in with the MCU.
We thought that about Guardians of the Galaxy when that first came out, didn't we? So...
Yeah, like I was saying, because I've seen a lot of people saying, oh, why are they adapting the Eternals? It's shit. But I was like, people said that about Guardians, so
people said that about Guardians, people said that about Doctor Strange, people said that about Iron Man, which started the damn thing. So, I think they've earned our trust at this point.
Yeah, so I'm willing to give them benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, without a doubt.
We've also got Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Yeah, which is I think, apart from the very, very last one, which I think you're going to do as the very last one, because I think it's the only one after this, isn't it?
No, there's some more announcements after this.
Oh, right, okay. I think that's the most interesting one, because that's been the one that Kevin Feige said he wanted to do for absolutely ages, wasn't it?
Yeah, and this is also interesting because it's casting the Mandarin, so it's completely making Iron Man 3 null and void, really.
Kind of, but kind of not, because didn't they say that it was in the film, but it was also in the one shot, so it was basically the Mandarin, obviously there was the twist, which was...
Yeah, because it ends with the Mandarin wants to speak to you.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, yeah.
And it's, because obviously it was Killian Aldrich, I think his name was, it was Guy
Ritchie's character, yeah.
Not Guy Ritchie, Guy Pearce.
Guy Pearce.
Whoops. All the guys. Yeah, because he says at the end, I'm the real Mandarin, and then they say it in the one shot that, no, that was actually false. The real Mandarin is still out there, kind of thing. So, like I said, I don't think it breaks it, so... I
kind of like how it ties in with Iron Man, because... Obviously, the Ten Rings were with a terrorist organisation in the film, so it's going to be an interesting film.
Yeah, I literally know, again, nothing about it from the comics, so...
I just know that it's apparently the first Asian superhero, something like that. It's all Kung Fu related. It's going to be an interesting watch, I think.
I reckon if they were going to get Keanu Reeves in any of them, it'll probably be in that, because he knows all the stuff, doesn't he?
Yeah, although he's kind of done a lot of similar things, I think. Man of Tai Chi and stuff like that.
Yeah, 47 Ronin, The Matrix, John Wick. But that's what I mean, that's why they play to his strengths.
But I feel like he's probably the obvious choice.
As much as I do love Keanu Reeves, acting-wise, it's not actually a big strength of his. He's not the best of actors.
Yeah.
But something like that, I think he'd be perfect for. But we'll see.
We've got Loki, the series, coming in spring 2021.
Yeah, like I say, I'm very excited for that one. I think Tom Hiddleston's Loki has been pretty much the standout in almost any film he's been in.
He's
until
right.
like obviously Infinity War, where he's only in it at the beginning.
He's aight.
Ragnarok was kind of stolen by Korg in the end. But like, he was without a doubt the best part about the first two Thors, and without a doubt the best part about the first Avengers.
The best part of the first Avengers?
Yep.
Okay. I think he's alright, but I wouldn't say he's the best part of those films. I'd agree best part of the first two Thor films because they were terrible.
First one wasn't that bad. Second one was garbage, but again, his performance was excellent in it.
Never weren't really enjoyable films for me, to be honest.
First one was.
I think soon we're probably going to have to do a MCU ranking.
Yeah. What? Us separately, or...?
We'll do it on a podcast.
All right, okay.
Ranking the Infinity Saga, as it's been named.
Right, okay.
We've also got Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Looking very forward to that.
May 7th, 2021. Yeah, so it's got Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch. So, but it's going to be...
And they say they're Marvel's first horror film, which massively intriguing. I wonder if, what's-his-face is going to... Karl Mordo is going to return. This is a name I always butcher. Cheataway Floor. It's terrible. I can never pronounce his name.
Yeah, because they kind of showed him off as a villain at the end.
Yeah, they did, yeah,
so
yeah.
It's going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We've also got the What If animated series.
Oh, yes. Now, I had absolutely no idea what that was. I just saw it said, What If? And I was like, no idea.
It's a really interesting concept.
Animated?
Animated, yeah.
How can it be part of the MCU if it's animated?
Well, it's not really, because it's like a...
But it was announced as part of the MCU. It's on the big poster.
But
how can it be part of the MCU? Don't like... It's the only thing that
again,
doesn't sit well.
It's a what-if scenario. So it's not really the MCU, is it?
Then why announce it as part of it? Announce it as something separate. God!
I mean, they announced Blade at the same time, and that's not part of
we don't know.
Phase 4.
We don't know.
No, they've said it's not part of Phase 4.
Okay.
What if's an interesting concept, to be fair. It's kind of stuff like, what if the Hulk was Captain America, and stuff like that. So it would be too costly to do it live action.
Doesn't whet my appetite.
I think it's going to be quite interesting.
Oh, obviously I'm going to watch it, but...
A lot of the characters from the MCU are reprising the roles as well.
Right.
Obviously, like,
actors.
Voicing. But I think it's going to be quite an interesting concept to it, and I'm quite excited for that. And
that'll be on Disney Plus as well.
Yeah.
If we ever get it over here in little old England.
That's summer 2021.
Oh, we might have it by then.
Hopefully.
We'll still be catching up on all the other stuff they've put out.
Yeah. In fall 2021, we're getting Hawkeye as well.
Yeah, again.
Gonna introduce Kate Bishop, which I believe is her daughter.
His daughter, yeah. Why she doesn't have his last name is a bit strange. Why isn't she Kate Barton?
Probably witness protection things, and everyone knows he's a superhero and all that.
Possibly.
Yeah, I'm quite excited for the Hawkeye TV series, but I don't know who the villain's going to be, because does Hawkeye really have his own villains?
I have no idea. That's always been the thing about Hawkeye, is that he's been a bit of a joke, isn't he? But
I'll be honest, I've never been interested enough to like read him in the comics.
No, I don't do that with any of the comics anyway. I like the character of Hawkeye, but I think it's just because I like Jeremy Renner.
Yeah.
I've followed his career for quite a while, so...
Yeah, he's a great actor, and more Jeremy Renner is always a good thing, so this show should be good.
Yeah.
I think. And last but not least, we have Thor, Love and Thunder.
Yeah!
November 5th, 2021.
Fuck's sake, that's a while away.
Taika Waititi
returning to direct, but there was the biggest announcement, is that they've finally got Natalie Portman back on board.
And she's going to be Lady Thor.
She's going to be female Thor, Lady Thor. Yeah, which, not going to lie, that excites me. Tickles the pickle a bit. Also, I think that's going to be a multiverse kind of scenario as well. I don't think she's going to be the Jane that we know from the first two Thors, because...
I don't think it makes sense.
It wouldn't make any sense. No. Well, I mean, they could do it. So, at the actual panel, what happened was she came out and Taika Waititi handed her Mjolnir, so it kind of suggests that that's what she's going to be wielding. But obviously, it doesn't exist. The hammer doesn't exist now within the MCU. Obviously, there could be something that happens to bring it through again. You never know what's going to happen within the films. But at the moment, as we know it, it would surely have to be a multiverse kind of Jane.
I think it makes more sense to have it as a multiverse kind of thing as well.
Yeah. But I'm very glad she's back. I like Natalie Portman. She's...
good actress.
Yeah, great actress. And I think that she was definitely wasted the first time round.
First two times round, to be fair.
And it's good that they've got her back on board as well, because she was adamant that she didn't want to do any of it again. Obviously, what she's heard creative-wise must have piqued her interest, and she's gone, actually, just gone, well, yeah, it's massive now, innit? And I can be making a pretty penny off this. Let me get back into it.
To be honest, as an actor, if they came to you and said, right, we're going to have you as a female version of Thor, you wouldn't say no, would you?
No, I wouldn't actually, no. If they came to me right now and just said, we want you as the female version of Hawkeye, I'd be like, sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
I'll put a bra on for that. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
I think it's going to be a very interesting one to see. I just want to see more Taika Waititi.
Yep, absolutely. See what he can do with quite a couple of them. I want to, give him a good run.
I just want it to be Thor Ragnarok, but ramped up to 11.
Yeah, and that was already dialed up pretty high anyway, wasn't it? Also confirmed in that, obviously, we've got Chris Hemsworth returning in that as well, so it's not just Lady Thor. Chris Hemsworth is in it as Thor.
But do we think he's going to be Fat Thor?
Who knows by that point? You never know. A lot of films to get through. Plus, obviously, he's going to be part of Guardians 3. Yeah. So this is where it's interesting as to where's Guardians going to go then. Because again, it kind of doesn't make sense for them to do Thor Love and Thunder before Guardians if he's going to be out there with the Guardians. So hopefully we're going to get some sort of announcement on that soon and where that's at. Problem is Guardians isn't quite ready to go into production, but Thor is. And apparently it's going into production in October or something.
Right.
I could have heard that wrong, but it's ready to go into production. So yeah, it's interesting. You've also got Tessa Thompson returning in that film as Valkyrie as well.
Yep. Hopefully Taika Waititi reprises Korg.
Yes. He will. He has to.
Yep.
There's no way he can't.
But I'm on board with you when you're saying that Korg needs his own TV series.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Don't sitcom with Meek. So then obviously we got all that announcements from San Diego Comic-Con this weekend, and there were quite a few interesting ones that have been left out.
MCU-wise? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
So obviously we had Guardians, which there wasn't anything announced about it. It was just, it's happening.
Yeah,
we already knew.
I suppose they must have announced the title if we know it's Volume 3 now.
Yeah, but obviously they haven't said where it's going to fit in, if it's going to be part of Phase 4, or if it's going to be later on. So that's a bit of a weird one. Like say, it makes much more sense for it to be beforehand. There was also nothing about Black Panther 2.
No, but they did announce that it's happening.
Yep, again. That is fine for it to be a bit later on. Like I say, it was announced before Endgame came out. I think it was announced before Infinity War came out, wasn't it? So yeah, we know that that's happening as well.
I think we pretty much knew it was happening.
I was very surprised that wasn't announced as part of it, because like we said, I think on the last podcast or the podcast before this, it's got such a big draw. It would bring in such a huge crowd again. I'm very surprised they haven't gone, yep, here we go. And there was one more that I was thinking of, which I now can't remember. Captain Marvel 2, which they also said is definitely happening, but again, when? And here's my theory on this one. I think Captain Marvel will actually be probably the last film in Phase 4. And my reason for thinking that is because I think it'll be, spoiler alert if you haven't seen Spider-Man Far From Home, and especially the end credit scene. I think it's going to be Nick Fury in space with Captain Marvel. I don't think they're going to bring Nick Fury back into any of the others. Like, it wouldn't make sense. We haven't seen him interact with the Guardians yet. We've barely seen him interact with Thor on a bigger level than
just as part of the Avengers kind of thing.
So I think it's going to be him with Captain Marvel, and I think
that makes sense.
I saw quite an interesting theory, which I think is true. It's going to be him. He's in space specifically to set up S.W.O.R.D., which is like the space version of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay, S.H.I.E.L.D. and S.W.O.R.D.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So that's... and I think that'll be Captain Marvel at the helm of that. Going further on down the line, Spider-Man will then become the head of the Avengers. Another big crossover later on down the line.
Other possible films were missing. A sequel to Ant-Man?
Yeah, Ant-Man 3. Again, they've both been solid films, so I'd be very happy for them to do that again.
I'd be surprised if they didn't, to be honest, because I think whilst it's not as big a hit as the rest of them, it still drew quite a bit of money from the box office.
Yeah, because basically people want to flock in to see Paul Rudd.
Yeah. Spider-Man, sequel to that, because of the way it ended. Yeah.
I'm not surprised they didn't announce that.
No, I'm not surprised, but...
Because obviously it's just come out for them to then turn around and go, oh yeah, here's the next Spider-Man. Kind of is... I mean, all of these, if they'd have literally come out with every single one of these, you'd have gone, ooh, that's a bit overkill.
Well, it makes sense for them to go, Spider-Man's going to return.
Yeah, well, they did say that at the end of...
I think we know he's going to return anyway.
We know for... Yeah. I think Tom Holland's contracted to another 3 or something daft like that.
Probably, yeah.
But 3 solo ones, not conglomerates. I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure he is.
I mean, Frank Grillo has 5 more films, and Crossbones is dead.
Yeah, weird. Multiverse.
Yeah.
Here we go. And then obviously, like we said earlier, they definitely plan on doing stuff with the Fantastic Four. They definitely plan on doing stuff with, X-Men. You said it, X-Men. And if they are introducing the multiverse, then oof.
Yeah.
Oof. It's exciting times. You were thinking in the build-up to Endgame, weren't you? Like, I think everyone was like, well, where do they go after that?
This is where we're going.
Yep. It's getting interesting.
It's wet my pickle a little bit. Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. My pickle's always wet, but it's fine. That was a lot.
That was a hell
of a lot.
So I think, Comic-Con's been great this year.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been a lot of good MCU announcements.
Yep. I think the last thing to maybe touch on is the fact that there was a distinct lack of Star Wars, which was surprising.
Yeah.
Surprising.
Like, I was hoping they would have at least shown off a new trailer.
Yeah.
Something. I'm
surprised there wasn't actually a panel.
Also, considering we're getting The Mandalorian in October, we've had no trailer for it.
But we'll get be right arsehole if we were to get the trailer over here, and it's like, oh yeah, but you can't watch it.
I see them doing something similar to what they did with DC streaming service and having it on Netflix.
Have they done that?
Yeah, you can watch Titans on Netflix.
Oh, right. Is that part of a DC? I didn't even know there was a DC streaming service, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what Titans and obviously the other one.
Doom Patrol.
And
Swamp Thing. But apparently it's failing, so they're retooling it.
It's not like DC to do that, is it? At all? All right, yeah. Well, I think they've got to. especially with something so big as the Mandarin, and going forward, if they haven't got Disney Plus ready to come out in Europe, when they've got things like Loki, WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Hawkeye, all those TV series coming out, and to not have it readily available in the UK, because let's face it, we know Disney, they're all about the ka-ching.
Yep.
They're all about the cash.
It would be a big misstep.
It would be a massive big a huge misstep. I reckon that might be, and if Netflix were smart, that will have been something they will have worked into the deal. For them pulling Daredevil, Jessica Jones and whatnot, for them to go, right, okay, yeah, we'll pull them, but you've got to give us rights to have a couple of these. I don't think it'll be straight away, but
I wouldn't be surprised if they did that, because we keep getting new Marvel films on Netflix, and it's kind of like, but if you're bringing your streaming service out, why do that? Because you're just going to remove it soon anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm hoping we still get a chance to see it when it comes out.
Yeah, they must do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because man wants to see The Mandalorian.
Yeah, I want to see The Mandalorian. We both do.
Make it happen, Disney!
Do it!
Do it!
Do it.
Okay, so shall we wrap up?
Yeah.
That's a good place to leave it. We got a good bunch of announcements this week, and I hope you enjoyed listening to the podcast. I've been Josh.
I've been Sam.
Bye, guys!
Bye.